What is up, BrickNGamers? In this video, I will be discussing the top 10 worst moves in the Super Smash Bros. Franchise, not just one game, based off of years of research. So, if you disagree with me, you're kind of just, well, stupid. This video was actually inspired by WatchMojo's top 10 worst Super Smash Bros. Items. Go check him out if you haven't already, one of my favorite Smash content creators. Anyway, at number 10 is Sheik's down B from Melee. Interestingly enough, this is the only move in Smash that will take you from the number 1 character to only the 6th wrong tier list. It is the only move in Smash that'll take you from S tier to low tier. And yes, this does mean Zelda's down B is one of the best moves in Super Smash Bros. As you may already know, Melee had a very painful development cycle, since it had to be developed in only 13 months. I think Sakurai and the team knew how bad Zelda was and that there was no going back, that they actually allowed Zelda players a chance of winning by letting her transform into Sheik. But for some reason, there's some people who still play as Zelda. Nah, I'm just kidding. The real reason this move's only number 10 is because Zelda has taken sets off of Hungrybox and Armada. Frickin' broken ass character, dude. Next is Bowser Jr.'s neutral B, also known as the Clown Cannon from Smash 4, which is a move so bad I couldn't even find a hitbox of it. This is the move Esam said was the worst in Smash 4 in his video, and despite receiving 3 buffs, it's one of those moves you will never actually see anyone land in tournament against a competent player. And believe me, I've searched through thousands of matches on many different websites, and not even the top tier Wendy can land it. And this is due to it taking way too long to start up, being incredibly slow, not doing a substantial amount of damage, doing very little shield damage, meaning you can just shield it for free and not be punished, only being able to shoot 1 at a time, which thankfully in Ultimate now you can shoot 2, which is pretty cool. Wait, is he gonna... I guess that kinda counts. Next is Brawl Meta Knight's jab, which may come as a surprise to some, seeing as Brawl Meta Knight was a pretty decent character. However, when I went around my neighborhood asking the Brawl veterans what they thought the worst move in the game is, the majority of them said Meta Knight's jab. However, the veterans could have been a little bit biased because they may have all been Brawl Meta Knight mains themselves and haven't seen what 80% of the cast's moves do. This is a move that you almost never see in competitive play, and if you do, it's almost always a misinput. If this move is used on accident, you can use the final animations to pull out a down smash or up B. But you should pretty much never use jab over F tilt because of its poor range, poor damage output, and can be punished pretty easily. Even for jab blocking, you're much better off going with down tilt. But yeah, it's pretty funny that Brawl's best character may very well have the game's worst move. Here we have Kirby's aerial side B from Melee, his hammer. This move is nothing short of a disappointment and is thought to be the worst move in Melee by many. I searched YouTube and watched all 5 of the Melee Kirby combo videos that exist, thinking that maybe you can land Kirby's aerial side B on some kindergartners to style, but the only time I actually saw it used was on a level 1 Bowser CPU, so now if you do get all the hits, the move has decent damage output, but it's so easy to SCI out of. You can actually edgeguard with this move, but Kirby's downer is almost always a better option for edgeguarding. So basically this move does very little damage output if you SDI it, is very punishable, and it doesn't kill, unlike in the next Smash games. If you go back and look at the Brawl reveal trailer, you can actually see that in Brawl, Kirby was originally going to have his aerial side B for Melee, but I think the developers knew that Melee Kirby mains were very depressed people, so they decided to change it into his beautiful Brawl aerial side B. But for some reason they changed it to be bad again in Ultimate and Smash 4, and why? Why? Next we got Simon and Richter's dangly whip thing, which may very well be the worst move in Smash Ultimate. In Castlevania it's actually useful, but in Smash they basically made it a meme like Sheik's chain in Melee. Unlike Sheik's chain, which can do a massive amount of damage and be useful for edgeguarding, the Vampire Killer does knockback, but it doesn't kill until ridiculously high percents. It can block weak projectiles, but not very well, and it simply cannot block stronger projectiles at all. But seriously, what idiot is going to see a Belmont sitting in front of them, dangling their whip around, and think to shoot a weak projectile at them? Well, actually me, because that's me playing Mega Man there. It's pretty high level gameplay. Another move that seems to be intended as a meme move in Ultimate is Isabelle's jab. However, you can use it into certain moves at higher percents. Obviously, Little Mac aerials are bad, but Little Mac players are still going to use these moves in matches. This move is so useless that no Belmont player who is playing in bracket and actually trying to win will ever use it. except for if they want to troll, but it pales in comparison to the supreme trolling move, Sheik's melee chain. DK's dash attack from Smash 64 is considered to be the worst move in the game. This move has set knockback, meaning it does the same knockback regardless of percent, meaning it will never combo. It also has very bad range and a tremendous amount of in lag and can be easily shielded, so using this move you're probably going to get punished. Melee DK's dash attack is also worth mentioning as a terrible move, however Melee DK is less likely to get his stocks eviscerated. In Smash 64, DK's dash attack has a good chance of getting the user killed due to the game's combos. I wish I could show you an example of it being used in tournament, but few people are stupid enough to actually use it. I mean seriously, if you look up Smash 64 DK guides, the first thing they tell you is not to use his dash attack. All DK mains have been genetically hardwired at birth to not use this move. The only use this move has is setting up tech chase scenarios by hitting the opponents on the side platforms of Dreamland, or to clank with Kirby's up tilt giving him frame advantage, but most 64 players will advise you not to use this move at all. Puff's Sing in Smash 64. This is the only up B that doesn't send you up. In the other games, this doesn't really matter since Puff's recovery is so amazing. But in Smash 64, Puff's vertical recovery isn't very good. So yeah, they gave her an up B that doesn't send her up. So you think they'd actually make it a usable move, but it's not. Unlike the other games, you can't grab the ledge while singing, which would actually give it a purpose. The people who do get hit by this move in Smash 64 may only have 2 brain cells, or they probably play on their phone or something. And even if you're lucky enough to land it, your opponent can DI or mash out of it before you're done singing to punish you. You can use the teleport glitch and sing to be stylish, but it's very suboptimal and for filthy cheaters who probably wave dash. Puff players may also accidentally use Sing when performing a Rising Pound, which requires you to move the analog stick slightly up, and they're just dead. This is also the only Smash game where the opponent remains asleep longer if they're at low percent rather than high percent for some reason. There might be a few of you asking, what about Jigglypuff's custom move in Smash 4 Spinfini? Well, I didn't even bother to include custom moves in this video because nobody cares about custom moves. Kirby doesn't care. Kirby's not willing to copy custom moves because he hates them. They even forgot to give the Smash 4 DLC characters custom moves. No one who worked on Smash Ultimate cares about custom moves, which is why they're not in the game. Except for Mii's, because Mii's always get special treatment. Next is Luigi's infamous dash attack for Melee, and as you know, Luigi's dash attack is bad in pretty much every Smash game except Ultimate. This move is a mistake, and I mean actually. In Smash 64, it's missing its finishing hit, which is supposed to send the opponent a lot further away than the other hits, but due to a developer oversight, it does not work. This is what the finishing hitbox is supposed to look like, and if it wasn't for this oversight, Melee Luigi would have likely had a finishing hitbox. While Luigi's dash attack is bad in Smash 64, it can be very situational. However, in Melee, nobody actually wants to use this move in a serious competitive match. For some reason, this move was actually nerfed from Smash 64, as in Melee it has more startup lag and deals less damage. The move also has 22 frames of end lag, so it can be punished very easily, and you can SDI out of it, which was actually changed in Brawl where it's impossible to SDI the move. In Brawl, Luigi also finally got his final hits actually in the game, which nice job. Melee Luigi has another move that's worth mentioning as a contender for one of the worst moves in Melee, which is his down-angled forward tilt, which for some reason has set knockback, however it can be a pretty decent edge-guarding tool. It's the man himself, Kirby, back on the list with his F-throw and back throw. These are 2 moves, but they are equally as ineffective, so here they are at number 2. This is the only throw in Smash that simply doesn't work. For the player that is, it works very well for the opponent. Sure, you can use it to cheese a sleeping person or someone with no fingers, but if you didn't know, you can just press jump to escape it so you don't have to be all like... While Luigi's dash attack was merely an error, I have a hard time believing Kirby's throws were unintentional. I believe there is a reason they made this move not work. Because of the creation of Kirby's up tilt in Smash 64, Sakurai was called out for supposedly having Kirby bias. To prevent any more of these remarks in the next installment, Sakurai told the development team to make Kirby as bad as possible. And yeah, the rest is history. But Meta Knight ended up being the best character in Brawl, and Dedede ended up being the best character in Smash Wii U, and now Kirby's the best character in Ultimate, so explain that, Sakurai. At number 1, we were all expecting it, you already know what it is, Jigglypuff's arrest. In every Smash game, it doesn't matter, this move is completely useless. Think Jigglypuff Sing, but instead of sending your opponents to sleep, it sends you to sleep. Whatever you do, do not use this move in tournament, since if you accidentally use it, your opponent can just kill you. It's baffling to me that the #1 ranked melee player in the world plays this character and misinputs rest a lot, but is somehow still ranked #1. This is the only move in Smash that is 100% completely useless. What the f-